Hello, people. This is your host, Middle Aged Gamer. And guess what? I have the MSI Claw AI 8 in my hands today. I've been waiting for this since almost a month. It was announced in December, and the deliveries were expected in the US towards the end of January. And I somehow figured out a way to bring it over. So this is MSI Claw 8 AI, and of course it is AI because they decided to go with the branding of AI. And the claim is that the scenarios are managed by the AI itself, that is inbuilt, so that the device checks itself what kind of game is running, what is the requirement on power, and the screen resolution and everything. And depending on those situations, it will decide the best scenario and power profile, the TDP, and screen brightness and stuff like that, to give you the optimum non-touch gaming performance so that you can just focus on gaming. That's what MSI is saying it's gonna be. This is a second iteration of this generation of devices. They had the MSI Claw 7, which was a bold choice from MSI to go with Intel rather than everybody else was doing, to go with that Z1 Extreme chipset from AMD. They decided to go with Intel and integrated graphic from Intel as well. In the first iteration, there were a few user issues that came up, and software issues, also the hardware issues, and the device couldn't perform quite well cell wise. Also, the user feedback also was not very good. But the good thing is that MSI listened to the feedback that they got from the community, and they have tried to resolve a lot of issues that were inherent on MSI Claw 7, the last iteration, and they claim to have resolved some of them at least. And this is where I am also very interested in, because this is a 16 by 10 device. I always love the taller devices. That aspect ratio really, I really like it. Because of my big hands, the taller the device, I am more comfortable holding and playing it for a longer period of time. And all the devices I have so far has been from the ecosystem from AMD. And this is the first one that I will be using something that is handheld but not AMD. This is Intel, and I also am interested in looking at how it is gonna perform compared to the already in players like ROG, LIX, and Legion Go. If you look at the box, you just all around have this Claw 8 branding and some standard stuff on the sides. MSI branding here, and on the back, let me zoom in a little bit to read this properly. Yeah, so this is MSI Claw 8 AI Plus, and it's a desert gray and black combination that I got in the color. It is a full HD 8-inch full HD. By full HD I mean 1920 by 1200 IPS level screen with 120 Hz of refresh rate. In terms of chipset, it has the Intel Core Ultra processor 258V and the integrated graphics 140V Intel Arc. It has a 1 TB SSD. I think it is a 2020 like a 2230 NVMe SSD, which should be able to upgrade it to a higher capacity. I have got a 2020-30 SSD of 2 TB from Silicon, I guess, Silicon Plus. Later down, I will try to see if I can open up the device and change the upgrade the storage on this. It has a LPDDR5X 32 GB of RAM, wireless LAN and Bluetooth. Comes back with Windows 11 64-bit home. So without further ado, let's open it up. Let me zoom out a little bit so we get the full view. All right, so let's open this up. I will really excited for this, guys, because this is a new ecosystem for me. If you look at it, I have always been using all the devices that were available so far. I didn't get the Claw 7 because of the reviews, but this time around, I'm actually very interested to see what the Intel chipset brings in. So right out of the box, what you get is this lid sort of thing. It's showing how do I open this, like this, I guess. It's like butterfly, and there you have it, the device itself. Standard packaging, nothing fancy about it. Let me put it aside for a while. Let's see what else is in the box. Okay, so you have this startup guide from Claw and this quick guide. I don't know why do you need two different guides, but it's okay. We anyways never look at them. And then you, I think, get 65-watt charger. It's a US model, so the US pins. It's relatively okay in length. I think it should be okay to. I think it's 6 feet or something in the length. So that's okay. And I think there is nothing else in the box. So let's get back to the device. Okay, so time to take the baby out. This is the Claw, and as you can see, this is with a dual tone setup. It has a desert gray kind of a finish with black accents. Sturdy device. I think it's very sturdy. Like there is no sway or bend anywhere. If you press it, really sturdy in construction. Feels almost like as if you are holding a Steam Deck. And on the back side, what you have is the ventilation and two programmable macro buttons for your use. On the bottom here, there is nothing. The bottom is just some safety stickers and stuff. No other thing, no ports, no IO. On the top, you get, just a second, let me zoom in a little bit. Yeah, on the top, you have the power button that will double as a fingerprint sensor as well. There is a micro SD card slot. There is a LED here for power and charging statuses. There are two USB-C Thunderbolt 4 ports, which is, I think, overkill on this device. Like a device like this doesn't actually need these many Thunderbolt 4, but MSI, I think, was compensating for some issues that they had while they had MSI 7, Claw 7. So that's why I think this is coming in. Well, as an end user, it's always good to get better stuff. On the top also, you see there is this ventilation grill that runs through almost entire length of the screen of the device. So I expect good ventilation and temperatures from the device. There is a 3.5 mm stereo jack and a volume rocker on the top. On the front, it's a Xbox controller layout. Let me zoom out a little bit. So this is a standard. Just a second. My focus is a bit wonky. Yeah. So on the front, you have this twin joysticks, Xbox controller layout, offset joysticks, and they are good. I think they are comparable to what ROG LIX has, and a D-pad that is, it works and everything. I think for diagonals, it's a bit difficult because of the circular unibody shape, but only time will tell, and some tests will tell how it performs while using the retro games. In the new era games, there is no big use of the D-pad anyways. On the right side, you have the standard ABXY Xbox button layout. There is this two buttons for Xbox, similar to Xbox, start, select, or that's what I always call them, start and select button. I don't care what other brands call them, like Xbox. It's the guide button or whatever. For me, it's select and start. There is this MSI Claw button that is dedicated button to launch the MSI Claw or MSI Center app. There is this quick setting buttons, and a good thing that they have done this time is that they have used the inbuilt Microsoft Xbox game bar and overlaid that with the custom stuff from MSI. So it's basically Xbox game bar that you will be using. I really like that kind of integrations where you are not reinventing the wheels, but already using what is already available and trying to make something better out of it. So once I use it a bit, I will be able to share some insights from them. There are these two front firing speakers, and all the videos for the reviews, and when MSI did that event where they flew in some YouTubers and tech journalists to show them the device for the first time, everybody was really impressed of how good the speakers sounded, and I'm also really excited to test it out. On the top, you have the standard bumpers and the analog triggers. The bumpers are good. They are these all buttons are membrane buttons, so a bit mushy, but they still, while being mushy, are not that they are not tactile or anything. They are tactile, and I think if you touch anywhere on the button on the bumpers, you still get registered. Your input still gets registered. So I think reach wise it's nice. Holding the device feels really nice. It's very ergonomic. It is a big device, however, when you take it up in your hands, it doesn't feel like that. It can be intimidating a little bit for a people with smaller hands, but take my word for it, once you hold it in your hands, it's gonna be really good. The weight distribution is really nice, and the grips are nice. I have one complaint though. I personally like a little more girth to the grips, so that you don't get tired. This my fingers, I have big hands. My fingers will be like this, and this hollow part where it doesn't touch the device, that gap that it will create, you see, like this, that results in fatigue, at least for me. But other than that, no complaints. This is a really sturdy device. All right, so let's do some size comparisons. So on the top, you have the MSI Claw 8 AI Plus. Gosh, there's a lot of words to say. And the Legion Go. And I think these two devices are almost similar in size. However, like the Legion Go has a larger screen, a little bit larger, 8.8 versus 8-inch. But comparable to the size and how it feels. However, I like the build quality more on the MSI than the Legion Go. Somehow I have always felt the texture and the plastic that they went with in Legion Go. Legion Go was a rust device. It feels like I have a problem in a brand new Legion Go, that I have this one, and I have read it on Reddit as well, that a lot of people, if they set the vibration too strong, their right controller makes crackling mechanical sounds. It happens with me as well. And I researched a lot on Reddit and asked a lot of other owners of Legion Go, and they said that it's just bad, build quality, nothing else. So yeah, and I think it was introduced in a firmware update to the controllers in the latest one that got released. Before that, I didn't have that problem. But I think size. We are talking about size, right? So size wise, I think they are both the identical ones. So let me take this away. Let's bring the Steam Deck and see how they both compare. So Steam Deck versus MSI Claw. I think this also is almost similar. Steam Deck has a smaller screen but the same aspect ratio, and I think if you see, they're almost similar. This, however, has a case on it, so a few here or there. But overall, and then hold wise, exactly what I was saying, right? Like this grips. This of course is a case, but however, the girth on the grips on the Steam Deck is bigger, and it suits my hand better than I don't know about anything else. This is a personal opinion, but this is what I miss here, that it's a little slimmer from here. But size wise, they are both almost similar devices. And then let me bring over ROG X, and this is how they compare. So if you look at it, side by side, ROGLI, of course, being a 7-inch 16 by 9 device, is a little smaller than this device, but boasts a bigger battery, 80 watt hour. So that's also there. But I think if you ask me what I'm gonna be carrying around in my bag or a backpack, I will always pick up ROGLI. Uh, doesn't mean that I'm not gonna use this. It's just that when you are on the go, you can rely on the ROGLI. That's my personal preferences. Let me know in the comments what you would use given the choice on the go. MSI Claw 8 AI or any other devices. Just let me know. And with that, let's test something entirely different. And that is, I have this X1 Pro from 1X Player, and you see it doesn't even fit in the frame. Let me zoom out a little bit. So this is the X1 Pro from 1X Player, which is the latest iteration that came with the new uh, HX 370 or 390 chipset. This one is that one, and yeah, this device is the largest one out there right now. There is no other handheld that is with this size. It has several other form factors as well. You can use it as a tablet or a ultrabook because it comes with some attachments. However, if you can see, the most of the device from MSI end is like almost the size of the screen itself on the 1X Player X1 Pro. But that's just for size comparison. The use cases are different, of course. So I think that's it from the device size comparison. All right, so I have set it up, done all the updates and BIOS updates and driver updates and whatever was available, Windows updates as well. Installed some games on this, but I just wanted to give you a tour about how the device looks when it is turned on. So this screen is really nice. It has good colors, and the viewing angles are also good. From the few hours that I spent setting up the device, I can see that the viewing angles and everything is nice. As you see that these thumbsticks are RGB and can be customized. What I really like about this device is that this is the only device as of now that provides backlit keys or buttons, face buttons, right? Because all the other devices, they don't have backlit buttons, and there is a specific use case that I sometimes miss backlit thing. If you are doing something retro where the Nintendo layout is in picture, then you have that when your mind kind of makes that switch. It's a muscle memory thing that you always switch. But sometimes when I'm playing in the dark and it's a new game or something, and the in-game prompt and what I end up pressing doesn't match, and that's when I sometimes feel that if it was backlit, maybe I could quickly have a look at the button and press the right input. That is the only thing, and I really like that it is backlit in this case, so that you can uh, see what button is there and everything. I know it's a very specific problem, but glad that MSI has put this into this device. All right, so let's take a tour of the device software wise. So this is Windows 11, of course. As I was saying, this is a shortcut button to launch MSI Center, and that's where you are greeted with this game library. It scans all the games that you already have installed on the device, and you can use this to launch it from here itself, rather than having different launchers like Steam and Xbox and everything. Everything gets consolidated here. It's a preference thing. Some people like it, some people don't, but the functionality is there. Also, like you have this user scenario thing. That's what I was talking about, that you can put it to AI engine, where the device itself will decide what the TDP and other requirements are right now as per the current gaming scenario, and adjust settings on the system automatically to give you a non-touch as best as possible performance out of it. However, I need to test it, and then I will be able to tell you guys if it is actually working the way intended, or are you better off using the manual mode, knowing what games you are playing and what is the demand from that particular game. You can manually add 8 watt, 17 watt, and 30 watt adjuster for TDP. I would like a slider rather than this, because right now we are kind of stuck with 8, 17, and 30. Uh, and even in one, this we are in manual mode, so we only get the radio buttons, not the slider. So the lowest you can go is 8 watt. However, if you are playing some retro games, you don't even need more than 4 watts, and then you will be losing some efficiency on the battery side, because it will still consume 8. But I think with some updates, the MSI can fix this, and I'm hopeful about that. You can set the fan speed as well. It is currently set to auto. You can basically change it to uh, anything that suits your usage scenario. Then if we go out again, you have the control mode, where you can do settings on your gamepad mode, if you want to change the layout, or assign other functionalities for the back buttons that are there, something like that. You can do it in the gamepad mode. In the desktop mode, you can change the desktop key mappings and sticks and combination keys and everything. Apart from that, news and update, this is where I really get frustrated, because this news tab is the default tab on this screen, and it will take almost like 10-15 seconds to load. I'm on a fairly good Wi-Fi connection, but it always takes this much time to. I will just let it run so you can see how long it actually takes every time to launch this. So now we have the news loaded. Update is fine. The update tab is fine. It just loads right away. You can scan for any new drivers or something, uh, and that is okay. But after that, right now everything, as you can see, is updated to the latest versions. But the MSI forum also has the same issue, where it will sometimes load right away, like it was right here. It's like Murphy's law, right? When I'm trying to say something that is not working, it will start working. When you go to the doctor, you no longer have the pain, sort of thing. But this is that, and let's go out of that. Then you have the connection tab. I don't see any relevance of this, having this as a screen on the app, because you can directly do this from the Windows settings itself. But it is here, and you can use it to add Bluetooth devices or connect to other Wi-Fi connections. And you have the settings, where you have the AI engine, as I was talking about. I have kept turned it off, because as of now, I'm just trying to see how the manual mode works and everything. The Mystic Light is the tab where you can set the RGB lighting for the device to your liking. There are a lot of modes: steady, breathe, color cycles, and that those things, as well as you can set it to static, single color as well. There is a lot of customization options that are available there. Noise cancellation is for when you are playing online, and if you want to utilize noise cancellation on the speaker side or on the microphone side, you can do that from here. Media gallery, you will get all your screenshots and recordings that you did while you were playing games. System info is where you get this whole thing about the BIOS version and everything. Services to contact and everything. And general settings, if you want to start by default, the MSI center, data collection, and reset settings, and that kind of stuff. So that is the software layer that I was talking about from the MSI Claw center. And once you switch like this button, it goes off and you are back to Windows. So now let's look at the quick settings. That is overlay on the Xbox Game Bar app itself from MSI. So once you launch it, as you see on the top, there are these icons. It's home, right, where you can see the recent games and stuff like that. And this is this MSI specific thing that they have provided, that you can control the volume as well as the brightness, power, and there are some quick settings here that you can also select some more if you want to add or remove those settings, or you can set it to default. Whatever it was default, you can set it to that. Then you have your standard Xbox functionality, the social tab, the audio and the capture and the performance part. All this is Microsoft, and this is what I really like because it integrates really fine into already existing tools and what people are already used to, rather than reinventing and getting your users get used to another thing that you made specifically. Reinventing the wheel is not very efficient, if you honestly ask me. So this is where actually I like it, that this integration and this sort of integration even more manufacturers should look into, so that the gamers get a unified experience, and they spend less time tweaking and stuff like that, and getting themselves useful to every new device that has different offerings of how the UI and UX works, and focus more on the gaming for which they actually purchase the device, right? So this is what I really like that they have done. uh, I think from the software layer wise, everything else is just Windows, right? And uh, in the next section, let's do some speaker tests, because as I said, this device has got really nice speakers, and I want to put it in the out how it compares to other devices. So I will be doing some speaker test, sound test in the next chapter. Hey, we are back with the speaker test. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the device to 100% volume, and oh, where's the volume? Here. So you put the device to 100% volume. There are no equalizer or anything set on the device. It's out of the box, whatever came with it. And I will try to play the same song for every device that we are gonna test. At the device is 100% volume. I like this one, so let's see. Now we have the Steam Deck, 100% volume, same track. Now we have the ROGLI, same settings, 100% volume on the device, same song. Legion Go, same settings, 100% volume, and the same song. So we have now the 1X Player X1 Pro, the latest version with the new iteration from AMD devices. This has the HX370 chipset. However, we are now talking about speakers. This has got Harman audio, so I expect it should be good. But let's find out. It's also set at 100% volume, no equalizer, nothing done, just vanilla out of the box experience. Same song. All right, I just wanted to do a quick benchmark. Of course, I can't capture the screen right now. I will do some detailed benchmarking and comparison with other devices. But just for the sake of it, I'm right now running Cyberpunk on high setting with Intel XeSS set to balanced for the upscaling. And let's run the benchmark. It's on 30 watts TDP right now, so it's at the highest possible TDP on the device, and I just want to show that because I want to show what this device can perform at its highest power draw. Sorry about the screen if it is not visible. I will read it out to you once the benchmark is done. I have turned off the speakers because they are really loud, and then you can't hear me talking. So it's showing a steady 30 high 30s in this scene with XeSS set to balanced at 1920 by 1200 resolution. Frame generation is off, so we are not using any frame generation on this. It's natively pumping out these. Now the FPS count is into 50s, higher 40s and lower 50s. Yeah, it keeps going between 45 and 50 on this scene. Let's see when we get into this denser area what the frame rate is like then. Lower 40s so far. Now it's dipping down higher 30s. Yeah, still higher 30s all the way. Now we are into 40s again, higher 40s. And the average FPS that we got from this is 42.33. This is the whole result in front of you. Sorry for the blurriness a little bit. I don't yet completely know how to capture screens properly on DSLRs, but I think it's favorable. I think with frame generation on, this can be taken even higher, and the game should be playable without any issues. So that's just a simple benchmark on Cyberpunk. I'll be coming back with new benchmarks in future videos. All right, so some final thoughts on initial impression of the device. So the things that I like are that the speakers are really nice, the build quality and the two-tone thing that they have going for this I really like it. The way the device looks and feels in the hands and everything I like about it. What I don't like is that they could have at this price point given us an OLED rather than this IPS LCD screen, because I think that would have closed the loop for me completely, because with Steam Deck OLED and other OLED devices that I am used to, this kind of is for this price point, because if you talk about other manufacturers like even the retro gaming people, right, like Retroid and Odin, Ionio, those people are also giving OLEDs on their $300, $400, $450 devices. So I think it's a given on a device that is this much higher in pricing that we get a OLED. Maybe the next iteration will get it. And what I also don't like is the thumbsticks lack resistance. They are really like loose. There is no tension and there is no way to adjust as well. It's a personal thing. I don't like this because I like a little bit of resistance while I'm playing. I'm not talking about feedback or anything like PS5 controllers triggers or something. I'm not talking about that, but their native tension should be a little bit more than what they are offering on this one. That is one gripe that I have. Apart from that, I really like this device and I'm looking forward to do some tests and play some video games on it, and I'll post the results. If you like the video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. I'll be putting new videos every time it is possible for me. I have a full-time job, but I will make sure that I keep posting new videos. Let me know in the comments as well if you want a particular device or a particular game tested, or you want some comparisons between any two specific device with some specific games or anything. Just let me know and I will try to get around to it, and will provide you the best advice I could. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. This is Middle Aged Gamer signing off. Have a good one. Bye bye.